Vic, can you believe this is week number 10? The hell? 10 weeks? Good to have you back, Vic. All right. Let's kick it. Come on, Vic.
Friends say it's good. Everybody says it's just like rock and roll now. Well, I move like a bat, charge like a ram, sting like a bee. I wanna be your man. Yeah. Well, it's plain to see you were meant for me. I'm your boy, your 20th century toy. Come on! I said, friends say it's fine, friends say it's good. Everybody says it's just like rock and roll now. I fly like a plane, drive like a car, holding like a hand. I wanna be your man. Whoa. It's plain to see you were meant for me. I'm your toy, your 20th century boy. Yeah, 20th century boy. I wanna be your child. 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 Come on. To see you were meant for me. I'm your toy, 20th century boy. Come on, 20th century boy. I wanna be your child. 20th century boy. I wanna be your child.
Hey! Oh, maybe one note at the end. One note or two. Let me get this echo. Welcome, folks, to Sunday Livestream Sunday episode 10. Folks, yes, we have been doing this for 10 weeks, and it feels good. This is my therapy. Hopefully, it's your relaxation, and I just can't tell you how much I appreciate you showing up week in and week out. You know, right out of the gate, I just want to welcome Vic Chalfant back behind the control board doing this live stream. Yeah, we missed you last week, although the Rat, Dave Rattenbury, you did a great job But we got a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie. We started doing themes. We started going to the Bahamas, which really was just this room again. But I got actually messages all week saying, "Did you make it back from the Bahamas?" No, it was never there. But apparently Nita Strauss was, and she made it back. And she did end up adopting a dollar pig. But if you want to know about all that, that's so last week. That's so SLS number 9. And I guess we came up with an acronym for the name, right? Sunday Livestream Sunday. I finally start saying it right, and then we abbreviate it to SLS. But either way, any way that you know it, and if this is your first time watching, hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel or Facebook. Either way, I just want you to spread it to 5 people that you think might enjoy the show. Because just playing the numbers game, all right? If you spread it to 5 people, and only 2 of those people actually watch the show, then we will have tripled our audience. I think that's right. I don't know. Don't know much about emoji. But anyhow, that last song was a Mark Bolan song from the band T-Rex, 20th Century Boy. I've been playing it for years in I call it the international set list. Pretty much anytime you see a rock and roll band that does a cover here and there, and I've been a part of a few, that will usually include that song because I love singing that song. It's on the old Les Paul, which was Mark Bolan's favorite. He had a black one. I have a Cherry Burst, kind of in ode to Ace Frehley, of course. But yeah, that song itself, the original version was produced by Tony Visconti, who did all the T-Rex records. And my association to that is that Tony Visconti produced the first Electric Angels album. So for those of you that only know me from playing guitar with Alice Cooper, which is a cool thing to be known from, been riding the coattails for years, right? I also played in about 100 other bands that you may not have heard of. And one of those was Electric Angels, so you can always check that out. And you can check those videos and everything out on our YouTube official channel, which is right here, and obviously you are subscribing. So, and just so you know, don't have my readers on, so I can't see any of the comments coming in right now. So we do a Q&A after these live streams, so that where you can ask us questions and ask everybody in the team comes on the whole Roxy Guitar Army team is a part of it, and you'll get to know everybody before this show is through. And obviously these last few weeks you've gotten to know a lot of the guys on the RGA team, and you are part of the RGA team. What is RGA? The Roxy Guitar Army. So yeah, what can I do? What can I say? Well, it was a real quick recap of the week. Besides these Sunday Livestream Sundays, I also do a podcast, a live stream podcast, and sometimes taped, called In the Trenches with Ryan Roxie, kind of aptly named podcast. So the thing is, we had 2 episodes this past week. We had Lost Angels with Eric Dover, Eric Brittingham, John Corabi, Troy Patrick Farrell, myself, even the Rat showed some screen time on there. So thank you, everybody, for being a part of that. And if you want to watch the rebroadcast of that, it's all, again, on the YouTube channel, as well as Facebook. And what else? Who else did we have? And just yesterday, we had Adam Slack from the Struts on an episode, a special Saturday episode of the Into Trenches podcast. So if you haven't seen that, it's kind of the reason why I opened up the set with it, because with T-Rex, because we talk a little bit about T-Rex, Slade, Sweet, and of course Beatles and Stones, and all the way up to the current the Struts, who are, I feel, one of those rock bands that's currently carrying the torch of rock and roll for everyone else to sort of follow. And that's very cool. And I'm glad. Anytime there's guitar-driven rock, and this is what I'm trying to sort of get that message off to you. Anytime there's guitar-driven rock, you're going to be in a timeless band. And that's why I want you to all start playing guitar. But I'm going to start talking about the Kickstarter and the System 12. That's a little bit later. But first, I just want to make this about the music, because, we got all caught up in these concepts, and someone very, very important to me, a.k.a. Bianca, she actually said, it's about the music, Roxy. Don't forget it. So I want to pack this episode in with music. And part of that would be maybe doing a couple throwbacks. You know, I'm going to go back to week number 6 and have Vic play this clip from one of the memorable moments of week number 6, because it was his sort of idea to do this video concept with 3 Roxies. And so for the second song of today's show, I will actually like you to listen to Hearts in Trouble off the Imaginary Reality album. Vic, roll the clip.
She never had the feeling for you, and everything she said was just so bright I'd ever read you confused. She crossed on over the line, would you take her back anytime? When the brain is on vacation, the heart's in trouble. Should've known better than to let her get a hold of your name, 'cause she's the type to see the light and leave you when it starts to rain. She crossed on over the line, but you take her back anytime. When the brain is on vacation, the heart's in trouble.
So there you go. From week 6 Sunday Livestream Sunday, that was Hearts in Trouble. If you want to check that out, that's on Spotify, Apple Tunes, again, with me and my words, iTunes. It's on all the platforms as well. So if you want to check out the actual video, we haven't really released it yet because we're doing some special things with it. So here's the only place you can see it officially right now, but maybe look for it in a week or two to have some treatment done to it and Vic do some special work on it and maybe make it up on the list for one of our lyric videos that we've done. Okay? So congrats, by the way, Roxy Guitar Army. That's what I'm back here doing. The Roxy Guitar Army finished up our System 12 Kickstarter campaign for the System 12 guitar method. And apparently, fingers crossed, it was a success. I mean, we still have to wait and collect all the funds, and then Kickstarter's going to dole it out and take all their percentages and this and that. But I think we are on our way. But here's the thing. If we are going to go right into production for the original or for the official System 12, but if you want to start learning guitar today, and those of you that are doing it already, you know this, you can. And if you just go to ryanroxie.com, because it's not too late to sort of be a part of it. The Kickstarter campaign's over, but if you go into ryanroxie.com and just click that button that says, I want to learn guitar with Ryan Roxie, you can do that. Or just email us at the system12guitarmethod@gmail.com. Hopefully Vic can put that link up right now, and just say, I want to learn guitar, and we will send you information, because there's a lot of you out there that can start learning with our beta test version. All right. The official version that we did the Kickstarter campaign for was based off of our beta test version, and we send out the beta test version as soon as anyone contributes. I think it's up to a certain amount. So check it out. Either email us or just simply go to ryanroxie.com and click on that button. I want to learn guitar with Ryan. And it's kind of cool that we're building this thing step by step. You guys have been around every single week, and it's almost time to, like I said, I can barely see the comments, so I have to look at my notes too. I was going to play from our next song another sort of throwback guitar-driven song, and this will come from week 5. And this was more of a collaborative effort that we worked on, and it was our tribute to Jimmy Webb, one of New York's, I call him the the official rock and roll mayor. Maybe unofficial mayor of New York, but official rock and roll mayor of New York, definitely Jimmy Webb. He passed away a few weeks back, and we wanted to pay tribute to him as a Goon Squad. The Goon Squad is obviously a band that we have on the off nights of the Alice Cooper tour, where it's myself, Chuck Garrick, Glenn Sobel, and Tommy Henriksen. And, one of the songs that we do is a song called I Want to Be Your Dog by Iggy Pop. And it was one of Jimmy's favorite guys and one of his favorite bands as well. And he actually named his store after it. It's called I Need More. So I Want to Be Your Dog. I want Vic to roll that clip and check it out, because this is another song. We're keeping it going with the music today, folks. All right? We can all talk about it in the Q&A coming up afterwards. But here we go. I Want to Be Your Dog.
In my
So there you have it. That was the Goon Squad and our tribute to Jimmy Webb, Iggy Pop's I Want to Be Your Dog. And again, if you want to see that, that's on the official Ryan Roxie YouTube channel. It's under the videos. And yeah, I think all the other guys have a copy of it and they've put it up on theirs as well. So let's keep it going, huh? One thing I forgot to talk about the upcoming week is what's been happening with our shows on Roxy TV. You have been watching Music Trivia, I hope, and you've been checking out. That's always Friday nights. That's with Robby Miller, and Dave Rattenbury's behind the control board on that as well. And Robby Miller and his buddy Ferg do a rock trivia show every Friday night. I think it's about 3 p.m. New York time. So I always put up a post on my Instagram. So if you're not following me yet on Instagram, please start doing that. It's just at Ryan Roxie. What else? Of course, you can subscribe here to this channel on YouTube, but I hope you're already doing that. And yes, there you go. We are putting more things up every single week for the Roxy Guitar Army on our private Facebook page. So if you've contributed, I think it's up to the $70 and above level, you will get an invitation for the private thing. Dave Rattenbury has been in charge of naming it, and he's made far too many words into it that I can't remember. It's like a top secret Area 77 System 12 Ryan Roxie Guitar Method page. If you use any of those keywords, you might find it. Or you can, again, obviously just DM me or, follow that email, system12guitarmethod@gmail.com. Thank you, Vic, for putting that up. You know I'd be saying it a couple times, didn't you? So you have that graphic. So moving on to the In the Trenches upcoming schedule. First, let's go back to go forward, right? I talked about earlier this week that we had the Lost Angels, and then just yesterday we had Adam Slack from the Struts. I wanted to play a little clip, so in case you haven't seen it yet, you can get a little taste of what I was talking about with Adam. And this is about, I think the clip's from when he just started, that moment in time when him and the lead singer Luke Spiller just met, and the bands that they were being influenced by. Because at first, Adam was more of a punk rock, emo sort of Green Day fan, and then it sort of shifted a little bit right around that time to more classic rock, and that's why you have that combination of new, old, classic, all together with the Struts. So check out this clip of what we did on yesterday's In the Trenches, and Vic, if you could again roll the clip. Thanks, man.
And I just didn't get any of it. Like at the time, and I was like, Green Day's the only shit I listen to. And then like I hit like 16, and then I went and bought Definitely Maybe by Oasis from like a
First
like
record,
a CD.
yeah. Damn.
Yeah. And What's the Story, Morning Glory. And I kind of just sat and listened to them, and it was like, oh my God, this is like incredible. This is like the sound that I've been wanting to hear in my head this whole time. And then I, you know, as you do, I mean, I was lucky that we had YouTube when I was like 16. So like you just start diving into these rabbit holes on YouTube of like interviews with the band, because you just like become obsessed with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was obsessed with Oasis. And then I just hear them talking about the Beatles, Slade, David Bowie, Sweet, Mott the Hoople, and all these like glam bands and T-Rex and stuff like that. So then I was like, Mum, you know those bands that you told me about? Like, what were they again? And then it was like,
wow. Then you had a whole new education. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I met Luke, like literally then. So then it was like, I just got into the Beatles and Slade. And then I always say, like, if I met Luke like 6 months prior to that, I would have been like, nah, I'm not into it.
Not the right guy. So if you like that, you can check it out and look forward to another episode, a live stream episode this time, next Tuesday. I am very happy to announce that we will have Guy Griffin from the Choir Boys. All right. And if you're old school like me, you call them the London Choir Boys, right? Because back in the day, there was a discrepancy. So I'm going to get down to the bottom of all those questions of why they're called just the Choir Boys now. But before we had to say London Choir Boys, and recapping that band I talked to you about in the beginning of the episode, Electric Angels. Well, Choir Boy's first tour of America, Electric Angels opened up for them. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that. And yeah, that's next Tuesday on the live stream edition of In the Trenches with Ryan Roxie podcast. So, what up, man? 10 weeks, man. Where are we going with this? Are we continuing to rock and roll with it? I think so. I'm going to do it as long as I can because I know everyone eventually is going to go back to their well, you're getting outside now, so you have other things to do besides just being cooped up in your son's bedroom, which this is basically my recording studio, my rehearsal studio, my filming studio. And I spend a lot of time here, but now everyone's starting to make it outdoors a little bit more. So if you can't catch it live, you could always catch the rebroadcast. So we know this is a very special time. And we've been doing these now for 10 weeks. I'm going to try to keep it up, but we do have to dive into now officially starting the System 12 guitar method, get that filming and production underway because now we have the campaign's closed and we have the funding. And again, thank you, RGA, so much. And one more time, if you still feel like playing guitar and you want to start learning today, any of these songs today have inspired you, you can go on to, Vic, can you put up that email address and check it out and just say, I want to learn how to play guitar. Or again, ryanroxie.com and just click on that that button there. It says, I want to learn with Ryan and the System 12. So there you go. I will see you guys in the Q&A. Vic, I know I've ran you kind of silly today with graphics and overlays and stuff, and I'm so happy that you're back. Again, on behalf of the entire team, which is Robby Miller, Dave Rattenbury, Vic Chalfant, Scotty Hagen, and myself, we thank you guys for being part of this week in and week out. And again, like I said, if you can tell, just 5 people, just 10 people, just 20 people that you know, we will grow. And that's what we'll continue to do throughout the coming weeks. But we appreciate for the time that we've been having these last 10. It's been a fun ride, right? So I was asked to, in one of the messages that I had throughout the week, I get song requests of what I should sort of live stream and sing. And this was one of them that kept coming up for the last few weeks. And I kind of I haven't done it. So now, guess what? Week 10, I'm going to close out with this. It's off the Roxy 77, Two Sides to Every Story album, and this one is called The Risk. So let me put some echo on here. Check, hey. Test. There we go. Let me make sure my guitar's in. Cool. Again, thanks for listening, and hopefully this episode has been all about the music. But you know what? We'll get back to the Bahamas at one point, won't we? I'm Ryan Roxie. This one is called The Risk.
Passing the time away at Heathrow. 7 hours too low. There are sides of us we don't show. If you're that light, shine down on me, girl. 'Cause I'm the one that's gonna be there when you have gone too far to fall to pieces. Who will be the one fall to pieces, who will be the one that brings you back? When you have gone too far and you fall to pieces, fall to pieces.
Thank you guys so much for watching Sunday Livestream Sunday. I will see you on the Q&A along with the rest of the team. And again, subscribe to the channel, tell a million friends that you know, and let's just keep building and building, all right? Again, appreciate everything that you do. Until next time, enjoy the ride.